Hi everyone. We already had a very exciting afternoon. So to conclude this series of presentations, I'm going to take you to a very exotic location of teaching the startups and taking the first steps of building the ecosystem. So the place is Democratic People's Republic of Korea, which is commonly in the West known as North Korea. And my name is Jukka-Pekka Heikkilä, and like it was introduced, I've been teaching business as a professor in Pyongyang since 2012. And before I begin, we all know the political discussion surrounding this country, so I'm here only to talk about business education and the positive impact that business education has. Thank you. So, before going to the content of the actual courses, it's good to say a couple of words about the venue where these courses are taught. The place is called Pyongyang University of Science and Technology. It's the first and the only private university in the DPRK. And currently there are about 600 students, and about 70 foreign staff, and about same amount of local staff. And the work is voluntary work, and the students are often graduate from the best universities from that country, and they are first trained a couple of years in English, then they study the basics. If they start to study business, they study the basics of marketing, human resource management, accounting, and then quite end of the studies, I teach them various topics, such as entrepreneurship. And each class has 14 students, and students study either in three departments, either agricultural life science, electronic computer engineering, or international finance and management department, which is the most unique department because it's the only department in the country that teaches Western business. And here you can see students eating at the cafeteria. So probably many of you think, how is it different? It's very different in a couple of ways. So we are teaching side by side. So each foreign professor has a local professor, which is called counterpart professor, who evaluates the course and gets student feedback and so on. And also the teaching material needs to be approved, but so far everything that I have taught has been approved. So basically I teach the same way that I teach in Finland. And I'm employed by Aalto University. And it has some local characteristics which I will explain soon. And also, when you teach in this culture, or in any culture, you of course adopt the local rules, so there is no discussion on politics or religion in the campus. And my job is at IFM, and recently I taught leadership, international business, and now the two courses, what I will explain next. So, taking the first steps of the ecosystem. The first course was 2014, and it was based on Aalto School of Business's course called Venture Ideation. And it used the model, many of in the audience you're familiar with, a business model canvas, which has 9 building blocks and is very suitable anywhere around the planet because it doesn't have that many cultural attachments. So that was a good tool to use. And I choose not to give any background material to the students in order to get the most creative ideas as possible. And so we started the course basically by bringing up problems that students have in their daily life. And idea was that the business ideas would then answer to those problems. Well, because I didn't give any background material, the ideas, in a way, they become something different. So there were a total of 4 ideas, and there were restaurant company, and then sports equipment, and then hotel/travel company, and then a recycling company. The 3 first, they pretty much reflect what's going on in the country at the moment. But the recycling company was something new. And when the students came up with that idea, I thought first, like they knew recycling, but we looked more detail in the recycling business. And as an end product, they have a company which recycles paper and plastic. And from paper, the end product is toilet paper, which has poetry on it. And from the plastic, the end product are insoles, which increase the height and are very popular all over the peninsula. So that company won the pitching competition. We had each group gave 20 minutes pitching, and we had imaginary investors as the judges, and the winner team got a Fazer chocolate as the prize. And it was very exciting for the students to build ideas from the scratch, from the 0 point to actually that they have the companies and the written business plans on paper. And also during that year, laptops arrived to the classroom, so it was very convenient way of working. Then moving to this year. So I came from Pyongyang 5 days ago, so this is very fresh material. I wanted to focus more on the problems and localize it more. And I gave this time a lot of background material. 600 pages book on entrepreneurship, 300 pages book on startups, and Demos Helsinki manifesto on smart apps, which try to do more with less. And I also showed the students a Startup Kids documentary, which explains the narrative stories of SoundCloud and Vimeo. So we got on the mood pretty well. And so we wanted to focus on the current problems. So students came up with ideas of DHL. DHL operates already in that country, but they plan more eco-friendly and countrywide network of that. And then education equipment, which would deliver whole classroom solutions, IT-based solutions for the schools and higher education institutions. And then there was SkillSpark/intelligent toys, which was a global problem. So parents have sometimes little time with their children, and they might worry about them. And it gets cold during the winter. So first the group developed toys that you have a teddy bear which has a heater in it, so it keeps the child warm. And also a teddy bear which has some kind of nanotechnology with a cleaning liquid, so it cleans the child. And the SkillSpark was basically a second stream where if a child wants to learn to play a violin or similar, parents could leave the child to learn to play the violin there and have time elsewhere. And the final was a fast food, which replies to that currently the traditional fast food, local fast food, for example, called kimbap, which is a sushi roll for us. It's homemade, and sometimes suffers low hygiene, and sometimes it's not easily available. So students developed an idea which industrialized the production of it, and also then solves the hygiene problem, and then it's easily distributed via the food trucks and the stands. And they also developed a marketing strategy. So it's the very early steps of marketing. We now see the first car advertisement signs and that kind of. So students rely on the common wisdom that everyone in the country knows that blood type B women are good chefs. And also everyone in the country knows that it's not a fact, that it's not scientifically proven, but they will use that kind of image in their marketing, that they only employ blood type B women as chefs. So during the course, students also acted as customers each other. Here you can see they're working with a tablet and doing the business model canvas. And they evaluated each other's ideas, which then, because the competition is so fierce between the groups, they gave a lot of critique, which built the ideas further. And luckily, there were some real investors in the campus, foreign investors, and I got them into the classroom. And so they were very excited to see how the investors would react on these ideas, which then, in the pitching session again, this time it was 10 minutes, and we again used imaginary investors. So there were 4 other professors as judges, and student pitched about 10 minutes, and the winner was healthy fast food, which, like I presented, it answers the hygiene problem, but also what it does is students wanted to learn the McDonald's business model, and they were not familiar that McDonald's is unhealthy. So when I explained that, we came up with the idea, well, this offering kibimbap and kimchi and tea and all kinds of Korean fast food is actually healthy fast food. So here you can see the group working, and so then was healthy fast food chain. And again, the prize was Fazer chocolate. So, and they were very excited among the other groups. And now the ideas from this course and the previous one and the future course are stored. So when the time is right, the students can use it, or the university uses it. So they are ready, and there will be more ideas in the future. So to conclude, my presentation is this. I'm not the only one of doing this. There are some NGOs educating Korean entrepreneurs, and what we all share commonly is when we do this kind of education, it's not my generation, it's not the younger generation in the audience, but it's her generation that these will eventually improve common people's life when they address the problems and become reality. Thank you.